Good morning. So I've came out in my tent, done my meditation, just a quick one today because I'm going to work. Done some reflecting about how I feel when I first wake up in the morning, what first comes to mind when I wake up in the morning. And today I'm thinking a lot about how we lead an example to people, as well as giving advice that we don't take ourselves, how it puts up blockages from other people understanding what we're saying as well as following what we're saying, and then how one thing leads to another in our life if we don't fix the current situation. So first of all, I'm going to tell you something that I have never ever spoke about on social media today. So me, I'm 34 years old, 35 this year, must admit. Look at that slick forehead, 34 going on 35. And I have had 9 pregnancies. I've had 2 children. I've had miscarriages and abortions. Where does this come from? So I would not have spoke this years ago because the amount of bullying that I would have got, and that person back then wouldn't been able to handle the amount of bullying that I would have got. But now I'm going to speak about it honestly. So I've always been a child that craved love, and at times the child that craved love found comfort in men. That's when I had sex addiction years ago. So I was used by men who convinced you not to use protection, and had unwanted pregnancies. And that made me feel bad to the point where I used to get nightmares of stuff happening with children, really vivid, like they'd mess your head up, these nightmares. They were really not nice. And the other thing, every time like I wanted to have a boy, I had quite a few miscarriages, and I thought, is this a boy? Well, I don't know. Some people say that some of us cannot carry boys. Wilma, move out the camera, Wilma. Wilma, move. That's my cat. So yes, all those unwanted pregnancies, well, obviously some of them was wanted, they stemmed from insecurities inside, which was created by childhood neglect. So some people say, you weren't neglected, you had your parents. My mother had her problems, my father had their problems. When was the time when they was my mum and dad split? I was told that my childhood trauma started at age 1.5, and I started to show signs at a very young age of trauma. My dad, he moved, he had a new partner and children, and at first I was like, can I talk about this on social media? Then I was like, why not? I've had to live through it. Why shouldn't I speak about something? Is it because others will be shamed about it? I need to speak about it. It affected my life, and it affects many other people's lives who are going through the same situation, so it's actually really helpful. So my dad kind of went and got himself a new family. My mum was dealing with her problems, and I was living with my auntie, and I remember one of my early childhood memories of sitting on a windowsill crying. And I've remembered times in adult life where I've been sat on windowsills looking out the window crying. What is that? Waiting for my dad to come. What is that? Waiting for someone to save me, waiting for someone to nurture me and give me my childhood back. So I went through a lot of childhood sexual abuse. So that also added to the problem of these pregnancies, of falling for guys who just wanted one thing, really. I'm not embarrassed to say that, by the way, people. I'm not embarrassed at all to talk about this. It is my past. I am not my past. My past made who I am today, and I'll never forget where I came from, no matter how far I get in life. And there's many other people who try and water you down, but you believe you're going to get far in life, and you will. Self-belief is the strongest form of belief that you can ever have. I know I'm going to go far in life, and I am really proud of all my journey. So yep, these pregnancies, I still have traumatizing visuals and nightmares and all that sort of stuff. So this is obviously telling the cycle of how one thing can develop into another, into another. So let's talk about the word narcissist, by the way, obviously. Positive attitude. Let's talk about the word narcissist. Someone who has problematic behaviours. The word narcissist is actually a bullying word. And the more people name call other people narcissists, the more that you add into their wounds. What we need to do as individuals is we need to learn our boundaries and grounding techniques so that we don't take other people's wounds. So these people where people are name calling them and saying they know exactly what they're doing this, they're doing that, in the same sense where you're going and you're slagging them off all over social media and you're putting their names out there and stuff like that, you're doing the same thing. You're bullying them as well. It's all a vicious cycle. In order to get the help we need to stop hurting one another, there needs to be compassion, love and understanding. And that needs to come from allowing them to heal, but also offering them some truthful information without doing it with rage, but instead doing it with love. Notice the things, ask them about the childhood, offer them get them information about getting help, all that sort of stuff. A narcissist is not an individual person. It is not an illness. It is a person who carries wounds, as we all do. It is a person who has been around a lifestyle and upbringing, human programming. So you can be brought up around a family where they disregard other people's feelings. I had it when I was younger. One boy at school, at my daughter's school, called me a black bastard, and I spoke to his mum and his mum wasn't even bothered. And I was like, see where that comes from then, do you know what I mean? But yes, we can live around pain and it can inflict on us, and then because we're searching for something inside but we haven't got, we hurt other people. Hurt people. So yeah, in order to remove from this world what is damaging us as people, we need to step back a little bit and we need to give each other space to healing. That does not mean allow people to continuously hurt you. That does not mean keep fighting with them and attacking them for being a bad person, because it's them feeling a bad person what's making them do it more. And people will say no, it's because they're selfish. Once you start to understand the subconscious and conscious minds and blind spots, you will understand a lot more about humans. So there's so much about humans that us humans actually don't know. It is not surface. It's like depth, and at times it's like you're actually being played as a part in a computer game. It's like there's one whole system going on in this world where we're like puppets on strings. People at the bottom who are doing this for the people at the top. Mass mind control. Exit the matrix. The TV tells us to do this. We follow this on the TV. We ask people about, did you see that on the TV about so-and-so's life? Kardashians, this, that. What about sitting down and saying, this is going on in my life. Let's talk about this. Oh, my God, they should get some help. You should get some help on that gossiping. You should get some help on this, and this. You know what I mean? One problem leads to another, and gossiping is one of the big things. I used to be a massive gossip. If I ever feel myself at times about to do it now, I have to tell myself, no. There's no place in this world for gossip. It don't get you anywhere. Same as hatred. Hatred never ever did solve anything. So yeah, it's always, there's a core root, there's a core problem for everything, for the way that we act. There's people out there who go and they use women. There's people out there who bring women down, and you'll find a lot of it is because they've either had a childhood where the mother didn't do what they wanted them to and they was hurt by other people, like looking at other people's good relationships with their mum, or it could be bad relationships, or it could be something to do with a child. There's always something what creates the problem. You know, I do laugh after I make these videos because I make sure that I'm just being myself and I don't set them up to be perfect. And many a times I'll say the wrong word. Like yesterday I said something in one of the videos and I thought after, why have you just said that? You've said the wrong word. But the thing is, in order to create this living and everything to flow as perfectly as we want it to, first you've got to release. And today I've just told you people about me having 9 pregnancies, and I hadn't had a pregnancy now for a long time. But so I think that was before I even hit 30. I had 9 pregnancies, and I've carried that with me for a long time. I actually feel it coming up, so I feel tears coming. So this is what I'm talking about on my last video about purging, not depression. When you release something, it releases that trapped energy and emotions out of your human energy field and your aura. So me talking that is actually going to help me heal massively. Move out the way, bear. So yeah, it's good to get things off your chest. And let's be honest here, what do we actually have to be embarrassed about in life? Who is anybody to actually judge us? Nobody's better than us, and we are better than nobody. We are all people living on an individual journey, trying to become a better version of ourselves. Yeah? Anyway, these two are messing about. Have a beautiful day. Get away, you two. Peace and love, guys.